Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the HattersChatters podcast. Just to let you know, we are now on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts and Anchor, so that you can get your weekly county refresh on whatever service you use. Thank you for your wonderful support as always, and now, on to episode 3 of the HattersChatters podcast.
Hello everyone, welcome to the third episode of the HattersChatters podcast in association with Hatters Matters, and we are joined today by Ben McCoy and County's Media King, as we described him on Twitter, Jack Riley. So welcome, Jack. Just for those that don't know what you did behind the scenes at County, what was your specific role at County?
Mainly social on a match day. That was mainly. It was me and Liam, two guys.
What, so Twitter on a match day?
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. So me and Liam both went to UCFB. Liam's still there. It's in his third year. We get an email one day saying Stockport County are looking for media assistants, which is like Christmas, right? So we're straight on that. And mainly what we were doing was social on the match day. We did stuff in the week, articles, most of the articles really. Then it became all the articles and social on the match day, Saturdays and Tuesdays. Other stuff, we did interviews now and again. Liam's doing more now. And yeah, just like bits and bobs throughout the media, but we started off as like two kids coming in, and then we started making ourselves known and probably did a lot of stuff by the end.
Is Liam also a County fan?
Liam is also a County fan. He does like Chelsea, I do know that. Yeah, very controversial. But yeah, I think the guy who did the interviewing, Jack Cairns, who's left County now as well, he picked us two because we were County fans and doing media courses.
Fair enough, yeah. County came in useful one day then.
You what?
County useful then.
Yeah, well, I'd done 6 months before the start of the 18-19 season. I was approached by Halifax to join their media team. And I did 6 months there. But the thing with Halifax is it is like student central. If you ever look at Halifax's tweets, they'll always have like brackets MB or OH or something. And it's the initials of the student who's doing that tweet. Because sometimes I'd go to Halifax and I could be doing Twitter or pitch side photography, anything like that. And it just got a bit tedious, really. And I was going to fewer and fewer games at the end of the 6 months. And then I get this email through, Stockport County are looking for matchday assistants. Bam, on that.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more it was a lot more stable at County. So it was just perfect.
Yeah, go on. What, so you ditched Halifax for County?
Pretty much, yeah. I don't think so about. Pretty much, yeah. There was a dead nice woman called Kelly who ran the media at Halifax. She was a volunteer, and it was just like students doing everything. So it wasn't really. You had no one there to really teach you how to do the tweets or how to do this, how to do that.
Yeah.
When you get to County, you've got John Kieran, who's like, the don of everything. And then he is. He knows everything there is to know. And then you've got Sam Byrne, Chris Ridgway. Me and Liam were sort of helping each other in them early days as well.
Yeah.
So it was a better fit for everyone, really. It just became the perfect outcome, and we showed it, pretty much.
Yeah. So why did you leave County then?
Well, I left County. There was a lot of. I got an email through when the takeover happened. Guy came in called David Ansell, who is the nicest bloke in the world, to be fair to him. But I got an email through from him on September the 7th, I'm going to say, saying, look, because there's been a lot of, like, with COVID, you're only allowed about 2 or 3 media in at a time. And me and Liam were obviously doing social. And there'd been a few games in the past where Liam had not been there or I'd not been there. And we'd coped all right doing social on our own. You had Gareth doing the match report, Sam there for the Stockport Express, Chris, John doing commentary.
Yeah.
So we had a big media team as it was. But when they're only letting 2 or 3 in at a time, I was sort of like, because Liam's still a student. So they said, we'll keep Liam on for this year. But yeah, after about 20 months, it was just like COVID and the takeover, everything was changing. It wasn't as bad as it sounds, being let go by a county as a volunteer. But it was proper, like, amicable and everything. It was understandable the direction the club's going.
Yeah.
And they gave me a free season pass, for the streams of the home games.
Oh, that's nice.
So it was dead nice. Honestly, there were dead nice people they are proper nice people who've taken over county. I mean, you know that already with the charity thing that's going on.
Yeah. Because I was just saying as well, when was the first game that you started? That you obviously
First game I started, me and Liam were brought in for a welcome meeting at the Truro game where Matthew Warburton scored 4.
Yeah.
That was
5-0.
12th of January.
Yeah.
And then we had a week where we'd be in and out of the ticket office. And then the first game was York at home. Matthew Warburton scores that trick.
Yeah.
So we spent that week sort of coming up with ideas and stuff. I came up, right, with Instagram stories. Right, I came up with that.
Yeah.
And we did the first York game. And I did Instagram stories, Liam did Instagram. And that's how we did it. One to do Instagram stories and one to do Instagram. Next thing you know, one of us is doing all of Instagram, one's doing Facebook. Next thing, one of us is doing Instagram and Facebook, one's doing Twitter. Next thing, one's sometimes doing a match report. Next thing is going up and up.
Yeah.
So we grew up pretty fast with that.
Oh, no, that's interesting.
That's fair enough. Where do you want to go in the future with your media then?
Future for me, next thing is, I mean, it's the toughest market, I think, out there at the minute because of COVID, and football was the one where a load of media people were sort of let go of. Because after I left county, I was emailing clubs up and down the country saying, look, is there any job opportunities going? I even wrote to some in Scotland. There was one going, a job at Northampton, doing what I was doing, so social, digital, content, articles, all that stuff. Yes, getting back with Matty, that was my first thought. But I got an email back saying they're not proceeding with my application. There was 7,000 applicants for that.
Jeez.
When you think of the graduates, the amount of graduates in like multimedia, sports journalism, business and media, all them going for these jobs. Media assistant at Northampton doesn't sound the most exciting job in the world, but it is right up there. Because I thought that'd be a dead good job for me. Like, I proved myself at National League level, next is Football League level. And it was just like, no, we've had 7,000 applicants. No matter how good I was at National League level, they're looking for Football League experience, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Your quizzing county.
Quizzes, yes.
You forgot to mention all the famous quizzes. What was the inspiration behind them? Because obviously we were in the closed season, I think.
Inspiration for them, Thursday night was quiz night at the Armoury. So I started doing quiz nights Thursday night at 7 o'clock. So
So the armory give you the inspiration.
Thursday 7 o'clock was quiz nights. So it'd be, what was the first one I did now? I can't remember. But it'd be like the 97 Cup from the 2007 season. And then I'd start doing ones on the players, Ben, Sam, Ash, going from defence down to attacker. Everything. There was loads of stuff to do. And
was it a lot of knowledge you had to, like, obviously refresh yourself on?
most of the questions, we have this big Excel sheet that only a few people have got access to. And it's every single county result from 1890, when they changed the name from Heaton Norris to Stockport County. Every single result, I think from 1950, every single goal scorer, every single manager, attendance, it had every fact you could want to know. So most of the stuff I got from that Excel sheet, but I didn't want to do like too many number questions, if that makes sense, like how many appearances, because they're all just numbers in an Excel sheet.
Because you've got a lot of numerical data there, haven't you?
Yeah, so it was all like stuff like that. It was all like numerical data. So I didn't want to make them all questions like that. So some of it was my own knowledge. I had to think like, and then there's like standard questions like which ground did this happen at, against which club, who scored the goal, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So the quizzes sort of wrote themselves. In fact,
With that, I mentioned quizzes because we have made one.
Yeah, that FA Cup quiz that was out 2 weeks ago or something, before we played. Who did we play?
Oh, Chesterfield.
It might have been Chesterfield. Yeah, the FA Cup quiz that came out before that is the 10 FA Cup questions. I left county a month before that quiz came out. They're all my questions from a year ago. It is carbon copy, the same quiz. Same questions, same word. Might have differed the wording, but they are my 10 questions, then. I've still got an influence on the quizzes.
Yeah. I've just got as well. Obviously, with like certain quizzes you've done, you had a couple of leaks. So, how did you feel when obviously you saw the photo of Jamie Stott when he was in training?
That was my fault. I'm not gonna lie, that was my fault because it was a quiz on the new signings, and Mike Petch takes the pictures, puts them on this OneDrive, and we've got access to it. So I have a look at these pictures of a training session, and I'd look for a picture of a new signing. Now, there's quite a few. There's one of James Conner, because we made them 5 signings in the week.
Yeah.
The Kitchen, Reed, and the Jennings.
Yeah.
So I was looking for pictures of them, and the best one that I found was one of Alex Reed. Thought, there's a good Alex Reed there. I hadn't seen Jamie Stott for months. I forgot what he looks like. I haven't seen him in nearly a year. So I just grabbed this picture, put it on, schedule it. Right, that's going out at 7 o'clock. I'm happy having my tea or something. And then my phone's going off. Liam's texting me. Dad's texting me. And I'm thinking, what's going on here? And literally, that's 2 minutes past 7 that I get all these texts coming through saying, you put a picture of Jamie Stott on there. So I quickly go on. Liam's already on it. He changes the picture. In fact, no, I don't think he did change the picture. I think we messaged John Kieran, who said, no, just leave the picture. Because when it comes to leaks like that, it was a leak that showed the club was going in the right direction. So we didn't mind that. It was a club that showed, Jamie Stott. If it was the one of Asumani, if there was a picture of Asumani in the background, then we'd be in. But there was one of Jamie Stott, so that's a good leak. That's a good leak. So I kind of got away with that one.
Yeah.
How early did you signings then? So, as you mentioned, Jennings and co. How early did you know they were signing?
I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it was 20 minutes before, and it was, we need this out in 20 minutes. It's like, what? Go. Go. But there'd be a whole article already written. Me and Liam would just have to copy and paste it. Sometimes, because obviously I was in my third year, I was doing like dissertation and stuff, and had a full-time job as well. Sometimes it'd just be Liam that'd be sent stuff, but he'd say sometimes it's just 10-15 minutes before the signing's meant to be announced. Like, this one's meant to be at 7 o'clock, and we get an email through at 10 to 7. I could be at work or something. He's got to rush, get that out. But I remember one, when we got Danny Lloyd in on loan mid last season, we put a tweet out saying who's ready for another signing at 4:45 because it was meant to come out at 5, and then at 4:57 Salford email was saying we've not actually done all the paperwork, we'll announce it at 6. So we've put this tweet out saying who's ready for a new signing then, and then it's an hour and a quarter until we're allowed to announce the thing. Because a load of fans got in the case. But,
yeah. I don't know if you were in charge of blocked.
Go on.
Say that again. Oh, no, I was good. I don't know if you heard that. I'm lagging a bit, but I don't know if you were in charge of Twitter, but there was you blocked a county fan who pretended to be county, and he got John Kieran's retweet.
Right.
Yeah.
Gilbert Gate. I remember this. It wasn't me that actually blocked him. Now I'm going to have to think there because I've not thought about this for quite some time. I remember Jimmy Ball retweeted it and John Kieran retweeted it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And obviously the decision was made by people higher up than us, I'm guessing, that that's not on. So we blocked him. I don't know what's happened since I left. I don't know if he's back or what's happening. But I wasn't in charge. I was just at home laughing. That's all I was.
Obviously, Jack.
That's incredible.
Jack, with the whole situation that you just talked about, were they messing us about really with Hogan and Maynard, or were they pretty straightforward with that?
I think we're pretty straightforward with Hogan and Maynard. Hogan, I think everything ran smoothly with them two. Maynard, them two. Yeah, back end of last season they came. Everything ran fine with them two. Hogan, I interviewed Hogan. I think it was the last interview I did for County. The strongest man you've ever seen in your life. Tattoos, proper.
Yeah, a bit of a
proper unit. Nicest bloke you could ever meet. He was the sweetest, nicest bloke. And as an interviewer, you probably know it too from the podcast, but as an interviewer, I'd ask a simple question like, we're playing Salford in a pre-season friendly, what's it going to be like coming up against your old club?
Yeah.
3 minutes to be on. 3 minutes on that question, I could just relax.
Yeah, it just made you feel...
Honestly, it was the nicest bloke, made you feel so welcome and everything. He's a proper good choice for captaining him.
Yeah. Just ready to blurt out information to just make your life easier.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Now, personally, I think I'm finding this quite nice. Yeah, no, on your quizzes, Jack, we've actually composed you a quiz to see, to see what your county knowledge is like. The quizzer being quizzed. Question one. Question one. Elliot Osborne finished top goal scorer last season for County, but who was second? A. Niall, B. Ash Palmer, or C. Adam Thomas?
Ash.
This is league as well.
So this is league. We need to emphasise this is league.
Right. Well, I remember doing a quiz where Elliot was top and Niall and Ash were level on 6. But I think because of that end of the season, I'm going to go with Ash.
I have to say you were right. They're both level on 6, but in the league, Niall has got more. So the answer is actually Niall.
Is it Niall?
It's Niall. Niall got 6 in the league. Ash got 5 because he got that one live in the FA Trophy.
He did get 5 in the trophy.
That's a poor start. Niall didn't score in the trophy or the FA Cup for that matter. I mean,
I forgot why.
Yeah. Question 2. Conor DeMayo played 18 games. Oh, go on. Oh, you want to get it? Oh. Conor DeMayo played 18 games for us last season, but how many appearances came off the bench? Was it 8, 10, or 12?
Good question. I didn't do this in one of the quizzes. Conor DeMayo. He came off the bench a lot. I'm not going to know. I don't know. He came off the bench against Torquay. Let's go down the middle. Let's go 10.
That's the correct answer.
Yes!
Gonna Ricky Lambert put it straight down the middle.
Go straight down the middle.
And he scores. Right, next question. County scored numerous times late on in the league last season, but how many goals came after the 80th minute? 10, 8, or 13?
Well, we had that run, didn't we, where it was like Ebbsfleet, Dagenham, and Barnet.
Oh, well. He's done well there.
It was like 3 and 2 because I remember I did the Ebbsfleet game on my own. Liam was ill, and it was like I've got full time sorted and everything. I'm ready to say full time 1-0 Ebbsfleet. Next thing, bang! Got to change everything. 13. No, 10. No, 8. No, 10. 10 did me good last time.
VAR can confirm 10 is the right answer. Right, next question. Question 4. County had how many home appearances in the league above 5,000 last season? Was it 3, 4, or 5?
I'm going to say Chesterfield was one of them.
It was.
Sutton, because Mark Stott took over.
2.
Barnet, because everyone knew there would be no football.
That's correct.
Right, so it's at least 3. It's at least the bottom answer.
Good. Yes, I can confirm that.
Maidenhead was on telly first home game of the season, so I reckon a few would. I don't reckon we hit 5 that day. And I don't reckon we did for Barrow either. I'm going to go with 3. I'm going to go with them 3.
It's the wrong answer, and you're missing Halifax on, I think it was Boxing Day.
Halifax, of course, Boxing Day.
Oh,
my old club.
Had a hard as well.
Come on, there's got to be a 5th question. Come on.
There is a 5th question, and it's the final question.
The final one.
Who did Adam Hamill debut against?
Torquay.
Was it A, Torquay, B,
Torquay.
Sutton, or C, Woking?
Torquay.
Quick answer. Correct answer. 3 out of 5.
Because John King was so excited. Adam Hamill's going to come in. It's like the biggest.
I think we all were.
It's the biggest name signing we've had since Peter Thompson or something. But
it didn't go well with Peter Thompson neither, did it?
Adam Hamill came in and we were like, right, we're going to interview him after the game. It's going to be great. We went for interviewing Jim because they have like 2 shots in the whole game and won 4-0 at half time.
We scored 2 long goals, didn't we? I think we did.
They had 2 shots in the whole game, I think, and won 4-0.
Yeah. Classic County. It's prime County.
What a day that was.
I just remember looking at his like obviously goals and things that he'd done, and he was at Wembley scoring 40 yards. And I was thinking, why is he stepping down to obviously
Belter at Wembley?
Yeah, and then obviously he just completely flopped. But
Yeah, Jack, do you know why he flopped? Was it?
Not really.
I don't know. Do you know why?
I sat next to him on the bus back from an away game. He was always smiling. Like, he was the happiest bloke, no matter how he was playing. He was always getting like the team up and everything after a defeat or whatever. And it might have been Hartlepool. No, it wouldn't have been Hartlepool. It was an away game. I came back with him, but it was after a defeat, and he was really good at like getting everyone cheered up. He had the thickest Scouse accent of any human ever. But, but he was dead nice and always smiling and getting everyone cheered up. Like, he was up and down the bus. Who wants a beer? Who wants a beer? Bam, bam, bam.
Fair enough.
So,
by any chance were you on?
Why it didn't go as well as planned, but it didn't. But he was honestly still dead nice lad.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough with him. Another player that may have, well, tried here. Do you know what happened with Scott Duxbury at all? Because obviously it seemed like, as you were in charge of the medium, you released a statement saying about how his contract. Yeah. So was there a different story to that?
I need to think about this. But I can say less than amicable. I can say that. What I do remember is when he came back, filed at home, Ben Jackson scored. We won 2-1.
Yeah.
He came in. I didn't see him, but Dave Conlon saw him. Said it was like he'd just experienced Esley Park for the first time. He was like in awe, thinking, "What is going on?" And Dave thought he would have been booked or sent off in that game because his head just wasn't in the right place. He was playing the occasion, not the game. Proper footballing quote there. But
he nearly scored twice, to be fair.
He nearly scored twice. I remember one where he had like 5 yards of space or something, and he was in the area, and then Inchliff made the save, didn't he? And I cannot remember a moment where my heart was in my mouth more, apart from Telford at home when we won the league, when Ben made that last-minute save.
Oh!
That was the moment.
What a save!
I remember that moment. I will remember that moment till the day I die. That save.
What a save!
I was just going to say, Jack, as well. Obviously, because you're at the media and you obviously get there a lot before the fans do. What was your reaction on the 29th of December when we went and turned him over? But obviously with the match program when he had his
right, and Fylde, to be fair to the visiting media, are a really nice club. They're a really nice club to visiting media. As in, what I mean by that is you get a packet. You don't get a packet at other clubs. At other clubs, you get a packet with a little lanyard, your name on the badge, and a little a letter saying welcome, here's the press area, here's the areas you have access to, here's the Wi-Fi password, all that kind of stuff. Except the Wi-Fi password. The Wi-Fi at Fylde is awful.
It's just in the middle of a farm area, isn't it? So I get signals at the best.
We drive with Richard and the kitman. We drive with the kitman, Richard Landon. And we're bringing all the kit stuff into the change room so we can start setting up training. So when that's all in, we open up our packs and there's a match program in there. And Sam Byrne is on it like a whip, right? He's on it like it is all over Twitter before you know it, right? It is because there was the picture of him on the front. There was you open it up, there was the A4 picture of him posing, and then there was a Q&A with him And he didn't
okay.
bench.
Oh,
He didn't. He wasn't even on the bench.
I know.
And then, but remember, Tom Walker signing for them a few weeks later. Obviously, when he had been there, a few words had been had.
Yeah.
But when he got there, obviously, Sam tweeted out, now we know what the picture on next year's programme is going to be. And Filed retweeted that, quote tweeted it, saying like, "I'm this weekend's match programme," with a picture of Tom Walker. But Sam deleted the tweet, so that when you looked at their tweet, it just looked odd.
Yeah.
reveal.
We won on that as well. But I do remember opening the match programme, and we all just stood in the away dressing room and all just laughed.
I was just going to say, it didn't go entirely to plan either with them getting on points per game as well and getting relegated. So
Yeah.
And there was the whole, well, didn't a fan message him? Oh no, a fan tweeted about him, didn't it? Did I read that right?
no, he sent a message, didn't he? Say about he wanted to come.
No, he tweeted. I'm sure I read.
Oh no, yeah, I've got the tweet.
How do you get relegated twice in 1 year?
One
At Scott Duxbury, and then Scott Duxbury messaged him saying, "Bet you were cheering me on last year or something."
Yeah. I think he's probably one of the only players to get relegated twice in 1 year. I'd love to see the stats of.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got time on my hands, but I won't touch that because I can't be bothered.
Right, Jack, let's move on. What do you reckon is the greatest county 11 you've seen live?
Seen live?
Yeah.
11 betting shops. No, we'll go with seen live. It's got to be Ben. Got to be Sam.
Naturally.
Yeah, definitely.
I did like Dan. Dan Cowan was a very good right back in the National League North and would have been the first choice for, I reckon, 20 out of 22 clubs. I reckon so.
Fair comment. Probably agree.
Ash. Centre backs. Thing is, when I was younger, I really loved Stephen O'Halloran. But it's got.
I really love Mark Lees.
Mark Lees, what a player he was!
I completely agree.
Goals as well didn't matter. He's a bit like Palmer in that sense.
You know what, Ben? I love how you just compared him to Palmer. That makes my day.
Shows you how bad.
Mark Lees and Ash Palmer.
Palmer. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I want.
Ash is a veto. He's straight in. Who would you go for?
Yeah.
Got to be Jamie. When you get all part and parcel, the partnership between them two, just
yeah.
Don't need describing. Left back's a bit difficult, I'd say.
I think Sean would be a good shout in terms of the ability from the he used to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, Garrett was a good player.
Yeah, do you know what happened with Garrett? Because I seem to recall him saying he would have been with signing. Go on.
Garrett went on loan to Wrexham, but I think he was a signing. It might have had something to do with the takeover, whether it was like before the takeover or just after. It was around that time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it probably had something to do with that. What? I mean, Scott was a good left back. There's no denying that.
Yeah. Yeah, completely agree.
Scott. We'll go with Scott. Sam, Ash, Jamie, Scott. You're not going to fail with them as a back four, are you?
Yeah.
No, of course not.
thing is, we always used to play 4-2-3-1. So the two, I mean, Maynard's really proved himself since he's joined.
Oh yeah, definitely. He sweeps up, doesn't he? He's just
Definitely, yeah.
he's just Mr. Reliable.
For me, I've always seen him as a more mobile Courtney. I think if Courtney had realised any potential, he could have ended up like a bit more like Lois Maynard.
I see where you're coming with that.
Tanky midfielder, you know what I mean?
Well, I've always think County have played better when you had one who's soft but a really good passer like a Bully or a Walker, and then you've had a real tough adder like a Maynard or a Keane next to them, because they always used to swap.
Yeah.
They used to swap between them, and used to do every job a midfield had to do in them too. So I'd probably go Sam Walker and Jordan Keane.
Yeah. Where would you put Montrose in the equation? Because I thought, obviously, when he was at us, he was
forgot about him.
every week.
Forget about him.
Yeah. It's a tough one, because obviously you got the Champions Cup.
I remember when Lloyd left. I sort of knew Lloyd was leaving. When Montrose left, that hurt deep.
Yeah. Mild as well. Mild as well.
Yeah, he just a feeder club to them, like Southampton to Liverpool.
Yeah.
That's what it was like, the non-league version, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You got left and right mids now.
Wingers.
Right, so I've done the two. I'm on the three. Middle, Warby. That's done. Part and part. Done.
Yep. Straight answer.
I mean, Thomas, how long Thomas been with us now?
4 years? 5 years? He came with Lloyd.
Yeah, first
16, 17. 16, 17. He then got injured, didn't he?
Yeah, first summer with Jim, wasn't it? On the right, because I'm thinking of before Jim, like you said, Montrose and all them.
Micah Evans fits the bill and Mo Cham, in my opinion.
Remember Adriano Moke?
Oh,
Mo, he's now a CDM now.
Is that what he plays as now?
Yeah, well, if you remember York away in the FA Cup, he played CDM for them.
Another game I did on my own, because Liam was in the away end, sloshed. He says his mate was so drunk that he fell over and had to be dragged out. I think he got kicked out. I'm not going to lie, but
I was just thinking, he had a masterclass against him, and I think Sean Newton scored from about 30 yards.
Newton scored from 30 yards.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, via a deflection, but yeah.
I can tell you this, right, while it's on my mind. Every ground I went to, the worst media by a mile was York.
Orenwood. Oh.
No, the worst
York, not
media like bit. Mind you, it was their old ground, and they weren't going to redevelop it in any way.
Yeah.
But there was a bench, right? Say it was that long, the bench. It'd be split there. That was the away teams, and this was the home teams. It was
next to each other.
Yeah, it would but it was like one was about 10 yards long and had plug sockets round. Ours was proper cramped. Laptop won't fit on it, and I was like this, trying to hold. I was holding the laptop with one hand and typing with the other. It was awful, that. But left and right mids, I'm going to say 16, 17 Lloyd.
Fair enough.
I mean, you're not going to argue with that.
No, you're not.
Do you remember John Marsden before that summer? He was.
Yeah, him and Big K had some naughty link up. They did have a bit of. Ooh.
They had a proper connection, them two. One nods it down, one bangs it in, simple as.
That's how it worked.
That's how it's simple. So simple, but it would work.
The thing is, that striker role, you've got so many options there. You've got Jason
Brody.
Oswald, Marsden, you've got Richie Henry, you've got Richard Brody. Oh, Lord.
I was in a way when Dean Henderson was playing for us. I remember he scored to make it 2-0. Didn't celebrate by run or anything. All the players are celebrating. He walks from the centre circle where he scored from over to the liner and just starts going like this at him. And I'm like, it just shocked me, like, what was up with the man? Because he played for like 30 clubs.
Yeah. He was on the FA Cup, wasn't he? Harrogate versus Skelmersdale, I want to say.
Was he playing for Skelmersdale?
Whoever Harrogate recently had in the FA Cup.
Yeah, he was on the bench. I don't think he's getting a lot of game time at the minute. Now we've got all that wrapped up with the team. Obviously,
No, we've not. I need to think of strikers.
No, we're missing a striker. We're
missing a striker and a right mid. I need to think of. I think I'll just put Thomas in there because he was Mr. Reliable, wasn't he?
Yeah. So, realistically, who else is it going to be?
Yeah, Thomas. Thomas was a great player, and he could win corners like it was Christmas. He could.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
He was so good at winning
corners like Christmas. He still is.
Yeah. Because I sat behind with my grandparents in the main stand a couple of times, and I just see sometimes just Jim just always going Adam the whole time. Mm-hmm. It's just obviously he wants to get the best out of him, but obviously I don't know what it is.
Jim stuck by Adam. The amount of injuries he had, and he was like, no, he's going to be a good player. He's going to be a good player. Trust me. And then first season he's back fully. Where's he gone? First season he's back fully. Win the league.
Yeah, no, definitely. So striker as well. Who you pick?
Fully. Sorry, my camera's there. Fully. Did he not play a lot of the 17-18 season?
A lot of the 17-18 season, yeah.
Well, he rotated with Ben McKenna then, surely. Well, he certainly did.
Yeah, he would have done. Striker. I mean, the first one that comes to mind, I don't know why, is Oswell.
Yeah. Don't know why. Didn't he score 30 goals? That just might be why.
Yeah, that might be why. I know like out and out strikers. I mean, Mulhern and Bell did great, like sometimes together or one coming off for the other. But Oswell throughout that season.
Yeah.
And then he played against us for Wrexham, and we all knew he was going to score, and then didn't.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it would have been typical county for him to have done that. He's doing well at Telford, I think.
Is he?
I think so. Yeah, I think he's got a decent. He's decent. He started well. I think, if I recall correctly.
I mean, the character everyone loved was Big
Dave. Would be. That is my man. I remember one year County did a Christmas sale of all the players on books, and obviously I bought. He's my icon. I love him. Yeah, fantastic player. I wish we'd have seen more of him.
Do you remember Richard Landon used to do the kit sales at the end of the year? The match-worn shirts?
Oh, yes. They were my favourite on the planet.
I don't.
Oh, great. What a day of the year that was. It was shirts for 20 quid, shorts for £5.
Oh, I like it.
I did have Kyle Jacobs' shirt.
Oh, prime Kyle Jacobs was something to the whole brig out at home.
Right, and I had Danny Hurst's goalkeeping top.
The Hurst.
Yeah.
But I sold them to Dan Powell, who collects them.
All right.
Literally, like a few weeks ago, I sold them to Dan. Which ones have I got now? I might be it, actually. No, I've got Christian Dennis's shorts from Gainsborough away when we won 5-1 and he scored that trick.
Yeah.
Used to go.
I do remember that game. Did Churchman score? Churchman
made his debut and scored. He was tying his boots. He was tying his left boot. Ball came to him to his right. He somehow controlled it, looked up, belted it in from 30 yards. And we were like, this guy's going to be good. Did he ever score a normal goal? Chris Churchman.
It was all long range. Wasn't it? All long range.
Do you remember that Harrogate one, last game of the season?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I watched that game a few weeks ago.
He did that the carbon copy at Barrow Away, I seem to recall, as well, where he just went, right, get out your foot and just whack it. And he's just...
he did that. He scored that goal. We were 1-0 down against Harrogate, and he scored that goal, long range at bang. And then a minute later, I think he scored it in like the 44th minute. And then a minute later, before half time, he had the ball with a player on him around the halfway line. Everyone was going, shoot, shoot, shoot. And he did. And I think it went over into the reses.
Where were we? Chris Churchman, I tell you what, in midfield, him and Jamie Milligan, I think they were unmatched.
Jamie Milligan.
He fell out with Lordy, didn't he? Apparently. I'm not sure about that.
Jamie Milligan.
But I believe he fell out with Lordy on like December the 30th, something like that. And he got released he went to a National South team, and I can't remember who it was. Again with B.
I remember did it with Bamber Bridge.
He went to Bamber Bridge. Yeah, that's it.
Well, they won't be in National South because they're more north than us. They're in Lancaster.
Are they? Oh,
yeah, they're proper up north.
That shows how shit my geography is. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Frank, bleep that out.
You, Charles Bark outside. I can tell you what I have got, literally by my feet as I speak under my desk. Remember when we played Harrogate? We always used to play Harrogate last game of the season.
Yeah, we did. We went 3 seasons in a row doing that.
Phil Jevons last game. I mean, he could have been up there at the striker. What a player he was.
Do you know what? They scored a screamer. I'll always remember it because the Cheadland applauded it, and I was bamboozled by it. But they scored an absolute belter.
It was a beauty goal because I was sat behind. I used to sit that season behind Alan Lord, right, which was not healthy as a young child. But I'd sit behind him, and I had the perfect angle for that goal. You know them where you got the dugout at Edgeley Park?
Yeah.
Then like 6 seats next to it, aren't you? To the to the right. And I sat in one of them, and I had the perfect angle for that goal, and it was absolutely beautiful. And then Jevons scored and Duxbury scored like within a minute, and then Jevons scored in the last minute. But that night, the end of season awards, I went there, and you know who Rick Inks is, the guy who does the maintenance at Edgeley Park?
Oh, maybe. No,
I do actually. Yeah, he looks after the pitch and stuff, doesn't he? Yeah.
That's what I think. If he's on Twitter, I know who you mean.
He is on Twitter. You'll see him walking around on a match day. But he was there, drunk out of his mind, and there was an auction for the ball in that game. And he bought it for 120 quid.
All right, okay.
And it was signed by all the players.
Yeah.
All the 11 county players, including Chris Churchman. And he was at the bar with this ball under his arm. And my dad went up to get himself a pint and me a drink. And he said to my dad, I don't know why I bought that because I'm going out after this. I think he was going to Bamboo or something, I don't know. But but he was going out. He was going out after. And he said, oh, my lad will buy it off you if you want for 20 quid.
What? So it's gone from like 100 plus to 20 quid.
Boom. Trade of the century.
Trade of the century. I've got it here. No, is that one's Phil Jevons. That's the only signature I can make out. All the rest cannot make head or tail of them.
Probably the only one you'll really want, if I'm being completely honest.
Jevons. But 13-14, what do you have? Do you have Milligan, Ormston, Churchman, Loftout,
O'Halloran, Jacobs,
Fagbola.
Prime Fagbola. That was Moke on the right wing as well that year, I want to say. He played left wing. Spencer played, obviously, but he played left wing. Turner as well.
Spencer turned up the year after.
At the end of the year.
Spencer turned up the year after because that was when he scored that goal against Chester.
Yeah, I remember that goal. What a goal. What a goal.
Oh, what a goal. Just what a goal.
Jack, would you say that's the best county goal you've seen live?
I can tell you one that I didn't see live, right? Because I was Surely at home last season, I was tweeting about a substitute. It wasn't on my laptop, it was on my phone. I was like that on my phone.
Oh, I know what's going to happen here.
You know what's coming, don't you?
Yeah, I do know what's coming.
Play's just going on. I can't see anything. Suddenly like that, living next to me. What the was that? Everyone's cheering. What happened? And it was Tom Walker's goal from that game.
Ha! Belting goal. Was a belter.
I missed the best goal I ever didn't see. Best goal I never saw. But best goal I'd seen live. That's a good question. I mean, Spencer's has got to be up there.
Spencer's was an absolute good. One for pure class. I don't know if you probably were there. Chester away, the fourth goal. Such a slick team move.
Talk about slick team move. That Chorley game, that first Niall Bell goal. Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Player
Yeah.
except for, I think every player except for one touched it in that move.
Apart from Ben?
No, Ben touched it because I think Ben made the tackle. No, he didn't. Festus made the tackle and passed it back to Ben.
So like someone like Ash should have missed out or something like that.
It might have been Sam or... No, Sam did touch it. Who missed out on it?
To be honest, Jack, I'm just in awe that you can recall something like this.
County was my life for 20 months, right? And that game was amazing because all 4 goals were phenomenal in that game. When he ran past Andy Teague, I'll remember that. I'll remember that forever.
He's got Lancaster, you know. He's dropped down.
Has it?
Yeah, he's left. He's dropped down. Banging signing.
Jack, did you speak to their media team after their controversial tweet about Bell's goal? Or not?
Past Andy Teague.
Oh, aye.
Where he slipped 4 times or something like that.
You'll have to look very, very closely, as in you've got nothing better to do. Go through my quizzes from ages ago. There was a quiz on the best goals of that season, and
you're letting him breathe, wasn't you?
Yeah, when you look at the answer, whether it was 10 players touched the ball or it was Niall Bell who scored, I can't remember what the question was. I know. The question was, how far did he run? And I think I put 45 yards.
Yeah.
And you click that, it goes right, and it says, I put in the explanation, Bell ran 45 yards while speech marks, trying to slip up 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
We had that tweet pinned on us, but we had another one that was a Chorley media team, not on the account, but just them, when we lost 2-0. And I felt heartbroken more than
who didn't feel heartbroken? You know what I mean?
We did, to be fair. But then a Chorley media team tweeted on their personal account, I think, the celebration in front of our fans and put, just inject this into my veins. Chris Ridgway and Sam Burns screenshot that as soon as it came on because then they knew what was coming. As soon as we played Curzon, they were on it. And they must have done about 5 tweets throughout that week. It could have backfired if we'd lost to Nuneaton.
Oh yeah, could definitely have backfired.
But I remember going to Nuneaton and Chris Ridgway being like, "Nah, we'll beat these 3-0, 4-0."
Not wrong.
It's the only person I knew that had no nerves. I knew it was one of them where you kind of know we're going to lose 1-0 in the 95th minute.
He was like Mystic Meg then, wasn't he? Because I remember just obviously getting there before the game and I just like saw our ads on Bet365.
I'm sure I saw you there, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did because we were in that main stand.
Yeah.
The toilets were on the other side of the county fans. So we had to go through all the county fans if we wanted to pee. So we had to go through them all, obviously cheering with Jamie Stott and everyone while we're going down. Cheer again as we're coming back, and then get back on and back to tweeting.
I have to say, that day I knew a few mates who broke in without a ticket, and it was just completely fine.
I can't say that. I'm not hearing any of that. We broke the attendance anyway. It was fine.
Yeah, they had to keep it official. They probably had to keep it quite official as opposed to what it actually was, if you know what I mean. Because they say it was something like 3,500, but I think it was more than that.
It was more than that. More than that.
Definitely.
Dawkins as well. We broke Dawkins' attendance.
Did we? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I didn't know that.
I figured that out. Yeah, we beat.
Can I ask you about another controversial tweet, which was the long journey to Hartlepool? I think that was you.
You can. You can ask that.
Because they announced that on the tannoy. I heard that on the tannoy.
I've got a belting story. Do you want to hear Hartlepool Gate?
Why not? Why not?
The Hartlepool Gate scandal. Right. We play Sutton.
Yeah.
And how it goes after the game is you get the full-time tweet.
Yeah, yeah.
You get the match report.
Yeah.
You get next, we're playing these. You get Jim's quotes. That's all from us. See you at the next game.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just tweeting away, right? I'm not even thinking of words. I just think, you know what? Hartlepool's a bit of a long trek. Took us 3 hours to get there. So
it is a long trek. I would call it a long journey.
Define it as a long trek.
You would.
So I just tweeted, oh, we got the long journey up to Hartlepool. That tweet's gone bang. No one questions it. Everyone's read it in our team. No one questions it because it is a long trek.
It is. 3 hours.
Hartlepool go like that on it. Hartlepool find that tweet because Hartlepool have to go to Dover and Yeovil and Torquay.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, but in the context,
you can't.
They're long journeys, but ours is still a long journey.
It's still long for us.
It's still
right.
long.
So next thing you know, Hartlepool fans are all over us. And then everyone's texting me, like, oh, can't believe you did this. And I'm like, you didn't question it. You didn't question it one bit. You know it's a long trek. It's going to be a long trek. Don't you start ganging up on me. So we make the trip. We leave at 9 and get there for 12:30, right? So it took us 3.5 hours. We are in a little minivan, and we did make I think it was about a 50-minute stop at Greg's on the way, on the M62.
Good choice with that.
Well, yeah, Mike Petch was ordering stuff and took a lifetime. But we got there for 12:30. Everything went smoothly. We got the pictures up. Liam put a tweet out saying, I think Liam, it was his turn to do the match preview because we'd alternate the match preview. Again, my idea. I started the match previews, all right? He wrote the first one, but it was my idea. He wrote the match preview, and his headline was, we take the 5-minute journey around the corner to Hartlepool. So we were proper being sarky buggers with it. And then we get there. The tweet we put out 2 hours before kickoff if we've arrived, because we actually walked it. It only took us 2 minutes. Again, being dead sarky with it. And then the game, media-wise goes according to plan. Obviously, we lost 2-0, but Danny Lloyd made his appearance, and we got plenty of content out. It's all going fine.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the bastard on the tannoy. Well, we hope Stockport fans survive the long journey down to Stockport. All that. I'm mid Instagram post or something. I'm mid Facebook post about substitution or whatever. So I'm typing away. Liam sat next to me, and Gareth, who does the match reports, next to him. His arm comes across Liam, starts pointing at me, laughing. Sam and John, Chris wasn't doing the commentary. Sam, Byrne, and John were doing the commentary. And I look over, because Gareth pointed at me, I see them two laughing their heads off, right? So I think they've now got to explain on live radio why they're laughing, which is my fault. It's not my fault. It was a long journey, right? I stand by it to this day, right? It was a long journey.
It is a long journey.
And I guarantee when we play Hartlepool away this season, Liam's going to put something out. 100% he's going to put something out like that. Well, we did obviously the 10-hour guy and all Hartlepool fans are going, wait. But then full time comes. I get a text from my uncle saying, John Cambridge just outed you on the radio. Because my uncle had listened to the radio, and then if ever John mentioned my name, but then it was like, I just got one saying, you stupid. But then full time comes, Dan Power walks over with his camera gear, looks at me with rage in his eyes. And like every time the county player did a run, their media or cameraman was nudging Dan, going, it was a bit of a long run, that wasn't it? It was quite long, that run. But Dan just looked at me like this. What are you doing? And I stick by it to this day. I'm firmly on my side, on my own side in this. So I've made mistakes. I put that picture of Jamie Stott out. I've made mistakes, but that was not one of my mistakes, right? I stick by that, and I'm sure everyone on that media team, they didn't question it. I know they're on my side secretly. They didn't question it.
Oh my God. Right, Jack, what would you say is your top 3 away days for the game and for anything sort of extra? Because I've heard rumours that there was a llama involved at Harrogate Way.
That was the worst one. The llama.
Can we hear this story?
You can hear this story. The llama. Right. Sounds like the Hangover, this, doesn't it? That was the worst away day, because anything that could go wrong went wrong. We go to Harrogate. I get trapped in a toilet, and a county fan has to break me out of it. Right? That was a bad.
What year is this?
No, it was one of them with a sliding bolt like that, and the bolt was jammed. I couldn't get it out, and I had to proper nudge it, and I had to get some county fans to try and help me.
Can I ask what season this was?
This was this season. So one of my first games.
Oh my Lord!
One of my first games was when we beat them 4-2. This was the 2-1 one where they scored in the last minute.
Yeah.
So we go there. The team gets out at about 3 minutes past 2 because I'm belting it from the toilet. Obviously, we're all depressed because we've just lost 2-1 in the last minute. And August was a great month for us, right? Because you had like Chesterfield, Wrexham, all them great games. I think that was the only one we lost, but we lost it in the last minute. And then we all pack up, get on the coach, get on the minivan. We go down we start driving down the M62 back home. I genuinely think I was watching The Godfather. I think I was watching The Godfather on the way back. You know what I was? It was the final scene with the baptism. The best scene of the film. And it was proper getting to the dead good bit of the film. And we pull up. I'm like, we've got to be still on the motorway. And we're on the hard shoulder. And Richard's like, I pull the headphones, everyone out. I'm like, wow, what's happened? And like, there was steam coming out of the van. I was like, what's going on? So Richard brings the AA, who are on the way. But we split up into 3. Richard, John, and Dan stayed with the van. Me, Sam, Liam, and Chris Ridgway went to find a road where an Uber could pick us up from, because they couldn't pick us up from the motorway.
Yeah.
So we had to find a road. We walked down the motorway and find this path that takes us round and under the motorway, past these rail tracks that look like they haven't been used since the 1800s, and into this farm where there's a shack. And in this shack is a llama. It was either a llama or an alpaca. I'm not sure. It was the one that spits.
I wasn't clear at all. I think that's an alpaca, though.
Is that an alpaca?
I think so.
We were arguing about it then. That's a llama. No, it's an alpaca. That. Well, this is not the time for argument. So we walk past it. The llama's staring at us, watching by like that. Watching us go by. And we think, it's going to charge at us. It's going to charge at us. What? You watch it. So we walk down, and it comes onto this massive farm. And at the far end of this farm are a load of sheep and goats. They see us, pelt it towards us. We're trying to peg it down this path. And they trap us in, these sheep and goat. I don't know why, but they did. We said, we'll just have to go back the other way, find another path or something. We look round, Chris Ridgway says, we can't turn back. This llama's coming for us from the other side. So we're trapped in there by these farm animals. And we're stood at this gate. We get past the sheep and the goats. And we're stood at this massive gate. We try and climb over the gate, but Sam couldn't get over it. I don't know why, but he had to go down the farm, over a little bit fence, and come back through nettles and stuff because he couldn't. I think he was in tight jeans or something. I don't know, but he couldn't get over the big fence. So we had to go down, go through a load of nettles to get through over a little fence and come round.
What an away day this is! This
is a great away day, right? Everything went wrong. Then this farmer turns up, thick as Yorkshire accent ever. Offers us a ladder to get us down. Right, come on, you get down. Everyone get down. And then we walk down. And then we walk. We're in Brighouse, Carl Jacobs.
What a goal! Just sidetrack, what a goal!
And we walk down this massive road, and I order an Uber. 55 quid that Uber cost me. The club paid for it in the end. It was fine. But we get in this Uber, go all the way back to Stockport. We get back for about 9ish. Yeah.
Oh my lord!
But I think John, Dan, and Richard got back about 11:30.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. So they got back. The van was fixed. Minivan was fixed and everything. It was fine. But we started a rumour. We took a picture of the llama, the alpaca, and we came up with the idea that we should pretend that Chris, who is a vegetarian, knocked it out to get out of its way. Right? We thought we'd do it. We thought we'd tell people that and see who fell for it. One person fell for it, and it was Dan Powell. He was like, Did Chris really punch a llama? Chris really? Did he knock out a llama? Did he? Because he's vegetarian. Like, yeah, Chris punched it. That's how we got out. And so that was Harrogate. And I got home and threw up. Yeah. Because it was proper sunny. And I got heat stroke. And I hadn't eaten much or drank much that day. So I threw up when I got in. So it was just a perfect away day, really.
So if that's your worst away day, what's your best one?
Best one?
Yeah.
Wrexham was good. Wasn't a long drive. Proper good win with the fans and everything.
Yep.
They did the best meat pie I've ever had on an away day.
Oh, that's high compliment.
That is a high compliment. The best.
That's a very high compliment.
Wasn't expecting anything special, but they really got me the best pie. Either that or the Balti pie at Solihull. That was good. But Wrexham was a proper good away day. I'd relive that. Filed.
Yeah,
Filed was a very, very good away day. What a goal, Tom Moore.
Very good away day.
Very good away day.
Because it was then, like you say, the match programme.
Yeah, just
and then coming from 1-0 down. I think it was Croasdale who scored.
Croasdale did score, yeah.
Croasdale.
Yeah.
I just remember as well the 90th minute when it was just like, you're going down with the Chorley.
Worked. It came true. I mean, they are top of the North, I think, but
no, they can't.
They kept the 2022. To be fair to them, they braved it.
It still is possible. To be fair,
it is possible. It's
just very, very unlikely.
I thought of that when they got relegated, reluctantly accepted.
Yeah.
All the comments were 2022, 2022.
Yeah, they were.
I was thinking, it's still possible. They could have all them tweets on screen record for if they did.
Yeah, that's pretty bad if that does come true.
Because they've all got all the ats are like at someone SCFC.
Yeah.
There's no hiding from it. It's
Yeah.
and
I think you'd have to deactivate if that happened.
One memory I do have. Do you remember a few months ago? It was all me. This Liam didn't have nothing to do with this. It was all me.
Go
Remember the 25th anniversary of the Cheadle End? We did a thing. Oh, cheers. We put out a thing saying it's 25 years since Cheadle End opened, which I only found out like 2 days before the anniversary.
Yeah.
But it was like, send us in your best pictures, memories of the Cheadle End.
Yeah. Oh, I do remember that actually. No, I do.
Yeah, and then we put in an article about it. But all the comments were from File fans with video of Alex Reid scoring.
Oh, of course. Of course. Oh.
Yeah, that was.
Oh dear. Because that was heartbreak as well. Because that was a minute. I still refuse to believe that their goal was a really late goal, even though it was very late.
We should have had 2 penalties in that game. Saying it now.
We should have had many penalties in many games, Jack, to be fair. We went last season without getting one. I think that just says everything.
I can recollect as well with Palmer with the header as well. It wasn't even a foul, was it? And I think would have put us 2-0 up, I recall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we did have someone disallowed.
Palmer scored a disallowed, didn't he? Forgot about that.
Could have gone at Wembley.
I remember something else. When we went ages without getting a penalty.
Yeah.
Liam was like all over that stat. It's like so many days since we last got a penalty. And then the next week it was so many days since we last got a penalty. And then the day finally came against Dover when we got a penalty. And he put, it's the last penalty at Edgeley Park since Chester at home.
Chester
and then
away.
he put the wrong day. He put the wrong date. He'd been all over this fact for ages, right? And he put 2018 instead of, he put 2019 instead of 18. It's the fact that he was all over that stat.
Yeah. Because to be fair, we did get a pen at Chester away.
That was the last one, yeah. No, he said it was the last one at Edgeley Park.
Ah, okay, no, that's fair. Oh, I see.
Because we got they were the last of Chester and Chester.
Yeah. Jack, you've mentioned Liam a lot. Would you say he's your closest friend at County?
Scum, subhuman scum. No.
Okay. Okay, I'll take that as a yes.
No, we won't say that. He does look like Sue Perkins, though. We used to say he'd look like if David Baddiel had a child with Sue Perkins, it'd be Liam.
Love that.
Because Jim came up with Jim called us Baddiel and Skinner. Now is Skinner, and I thought it was just Jim that called us that. Jim, in his own world, said, "Oh, you two remind me of Baddiel and Skinner, you." And to be fair, we did look a bit like him. But then, we did them. Do you remember the player took over the account and you'd ask him questions?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Liam would always send the players a question and he'd text me, "Why are you not joining in on this? Why are you not joining in on this?" So when Sam Walker did it, I tweeted, who's #AskSam, who's your favourite, me or, and I tagged Liam in it.
Yeah. I remember this tweet, actually.
He quoted the tweet saying, "You two are a formidable duo, #Baddiel and Skinner." And a load of players liked it. Out of nowhere, we were Baddiel and Skinner. Every time we go for an interview, who's interviewing us today? Is it Baddiel or Skinner?
New nickname.
I don't think I look anything like Frank Skinner. He just looks a lot like David Baddiel.
That's true, that's true.
But closest friend at County, I mean, Jim's everyone's friend, isn't he? I mean...
Is that your relationship with him?
Well, he's a perfect manager, as in with the media, as in we all love him and can have a chat with him, but he's got a presence about him. You know, when you're in that media room,
you know he's the boss.
when you're in that media room and you got the steps leading to the dressing room, you know it's him when he's on them steps. You know it's him when he's coming down, and everyone just freezes.
Can I ask what you for you to repeat what you said earlier about woking away?
Woking away, yeah. It was either Woking or Dagenham.
About the team sheet.
Yeah. So what happened is at 1:30, I'd always go down to the tunnel, whether it's home or away, and then wait for David or Jim to come out, give me the team. I'd send it to him. We get it out for 2:00. Simple as that. That was it.
Yep.
1:30, I go to the tunnel away at Woking, and it was either Woking or Dagenham. I can't remember. It was the one where the away fans were in the next to the tunnel. Do you know what?
Dagenham. That's Dagenham.
Well, it was Dagenham.
Yeah.
So I'm stood waiting for either Dave or Jim. Now, 99% of the time, it's Dave, who just comes out, tells his team, I go off. Jim comes out and says, this is the team we're playing. And I think we'd played 4-2-3-1 for like the last however many games.
Yeah.
And I didn't question it. All I said was, we're playing with a back three today. And he looked at me like, have you not seen their front two? I don't know anything about Dagenham's front two. I don't know what their attack threat is. That's not my job. That's his job. And he does it very well. And he then goes back in, grabs a team sheet with like formations and arrows and all that stuff like you see on the chalkboard, brings that over, says, look at this, right? Look at this. If they do that, they're going to go around. Very much like Wrexham. They play 3-5-2, all that. And I'm like, I don't need to know this, Jim. I don't need to know this. And it's 5-2. I need to get the team out. Liam's like, I can see Liam looking over like, why is he not coming over? Why is he still talking to Jim? And basically, Jim goes, right, okay, settle that. He goes talking to Phil Brennan or something. I run, and we managed to get it out for about 2:01. But, yeah, Jim he's the man, isn't he? He's just
He is. He's Mr. Stockport.
He's Mr. Stockport. He's Irish.
Innit? That's true. That's very true. Yeah, if we can move to more present times, Jack, who is your signing of this summer for County?
Oh, signing this summer. I mean, everyone's going to go with John Rooney, aren't they? But probably, yeah. But I'm going to go with James Jennings.
Really?
I really think James Jennings has shone beyond, especially, I know he's not played as much. I think he's had a few niggles or whatever. But when he's played, he has been absolutely everything I want in left back. Because I think they wanted Connor more than James. I'm not sure about that. I have to check. But James came in, and I met James. He was dead nice and cordial. He's the nicest player you can ever meet. He's such a nice bloke. And he'll always chat with you. He's always got time for a word and all that. And then he'll say, right, I'm just off now. And then clatter someone from like 30 yards and just... And I thought, easy what I want. Easy what I want in my team. He can just change like that. And I really do like him as a left back and as a bloke.
Fair enough. Fair comment.
I mean, John Rooney's obviously shone. I mean, the goal against...
Yeah, of course. He's
John
on 8
Rooney,
goals already.
John Rooney, Wayne's brother.
It's more like roles reversed. It should be Wayne.
You know what?
Rooney's
I
John
would
Rooney.
happily have John Rooney in my team over Wayne.
I was going to tweet that saying Derby County's new manager, Wayne Rooney, John's brother.
He's actually only interim, Jack, I'll have you know.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, I agree. Whatever for now. He's interim for now.
They lost today.
They did. I don't need reminding of that. They did lose today. Yeah. Can we move on to Carrington, if possible? Did you?
Ooh, Carrington.
I believe you got a chance to visit it. Well,
I visited it a couple of times.
What's it like?
When I did interviews at Manor Farm. I mean, Manor Farm was a lovely, like a little, dead small, but it had a pitch and a net, right? That's what you need at the end of the day. That's what you need in a training ground. So, yeah, had a pitch and a net. That's what I saw, and that's what they trained on. And then we go to Carrington, and it's still first time I went because I just got a car, and I had to go on the motorway to get there. I parked up, and it was still all like scaffolding and building and everything. So I went in, but you walk through this tent, have a COVID test and everything, like just a temperature scan. And then I walked on through to the training bit, and it's 2 proper sized pitches and everything. In fact, it might be 3. Yeah, it was 3. 3 massive pitches. And then the building, well, the next time I went there was like a tent up, there was the gym and had everything put in it, and that was looking beautiful. You go in, there's Jim's office, and there's the changing rooms, and so it was like it was done really, really quick. Fair play to them. And I mean, because obviously I'd seen Manor Farm, this was state of the art. This was the place that was the time, because obviously Mark had brought in Bennett and Maynard, a few players, and you knew we were going in the right direction.
Yeah.
But we were going in the right direction under Lord. This was where I thought, right, this is the direction. This is, when I saw that, I thought, right, now we're talking business here. And even the interviews at Carrington was better. The players seemed more at ease there, because obviously they were full-time.
Yeah.
I think when players like full-time players like Maynard, who had like training facilities at Salford, which were like, you know, a lot of money pumped into there, and probably state-of-the-art stuff there. And he goes to Manor Farm, which is just, you know, your standard high school football pitch.
Yeah.
With a and then Carrington comes along. Then you're talking. The players seemed more at ease there, and James Jennings said it was a lot better than what he had at Wrexham, and other players were saying it's a lot better than what they had at other places. So they seemed to really enjoy it there, which I think was the bottom line of what was needed.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like an incredible facility. I'm not going to complain about it. We're coming to the end, but I've just got 2 more questions. One of a statement, but I have heard rumour on the grapevine says you're at the Albert over the Bobby Peel. Is this true?
This is 100% true. My dad is a loyal Royal, firmly in the Albert camp, and I just go by what my dad says. Plus, the Albert's the proper county. Foden goes in the Bobby. This is what you tell City fans. Foden goes in the Bobby. Harwood Bellis goes in the Albert. That's all you need to know.
Oh, okay. That is a very, very valid argument.
Foden, who is from Stockport, supports someone from Manchester.
Yeah, don't know who they are. Some irrelevant team.
And someone, I don't know. I think they gave us permission to use the viaduct in a few videos.
Yeah, that's true, because we all know Stockport Viaduct is in Manchester.
It is in Manchester. McVitie's, that's where Stockport meets Manchester, right? McVitie's is in Stockport. Once you pass that, you're in Manchester. That's the rule.
I probably agree with that, you know.
Then, what were we talking about? Foden. Yeah, Albert Bellis, who's from Stockport, nephew of Steve Bellis, goes in the away end at Halifax.
Yep, just about
2 days after playing for City.
Yep.
He goes in the Albert. That's what you need to know.
That is a very compelling argument, to be fair. I can't argue with that.
I heard from my dad. I don't know if I should say this, but this is just a rumour. It might not be true. Well, my dad, who is always on Castle Street going up and down, says that when County win, every pub on Castle Street from the Royal Oak all the way up will give Jim Gannon a free pint. When County lose, only the Armoury will. And my dad's always been in the Armoury when County lose, and Jim's always in there.
Oh.
That's just a rumour from my dad.
Because Jim likes the Jolly Sailor. Jim pub's
Jim
the
likes
Jolly. That's his pub. That is his pub.
I used to go in there after Aquinas. Aquinas finishes. Used to have history, and then 5 of us from history go in that little park next to
Yeah, I know what you mean.
the hole in the wall. Do you remember the hole in the wall?
I think I know what you mean.
Does good chips and gravy. And we go in the park, go through that park, go to the Jolly, play a game of pool. Job done. That was a great time at Aquinas I had then. And then they shut the Bobby down. Not the Bobby. Then they shut the Jolly down, didn't they, for a
it's
bit?
reopened. It has reopened.
It's reopened, yes.
So
Have you been for a Sunday roast, Jack?
I've not been for a Sunday roast. I go to the Millington.
Absolutely banging.
Sunday roast, I go to the Millington.
Oh, Millington, yeah. Can't be there either.
Can't
Oh,
complain
God,
with Sunday roast there.
Oh, aye.
yeah. And last question, Jack. If you could have a night out with 5 county players, who would you pick?
From now forever.
Or we'll say both.
Both, right. From now. County players from night out. I reckon Ben's a good laugh. Ben likes his golf, as do I.
Oh, did not know that.
Would you knock a few back in the clubhouse? Is that what you're trying to say?
Ben and
So
Sam, their golf teacher, is my stepdad who's downstairs as we speak.
Oh.
Yeah.
Inside link.
So, I reckon Hogan can knock a few back. I reckon Hogan would be good. Hogan would protect you on a night out.
Personal bodyguard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just in case you start having a scrap with a few bunch of lads. All you have to do is him just flex an arm and then just start retreating back.
Yeah, some guy starts on your Liam, approaches from behind, going, "You all right, mate? We done here? Yeah? Right, okay, go on." Right, Ben, Liam. Let's go for... Who would we go for? I reckon Rooney's good on a night out.
Rooney will certainly be good on a night out. Scouts. Got a bit of Scouts blood in him. He's probably going to be good on a night out.
That's true, yeah.
I just think, obviously, because of his thick Scouse accent, you've had a few pints, you probably wouldn't understand anything he was saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks.
So that's 4,
5.
3.
Yeah.
I'm missing 2 more, Jack. Who would you have in this team?
And Ben. I'd go for Sam.
Yeah. Fair point.
I'm very defensive, aren't I, on a night out?
Jamie Stott, surely. You've seen the video with him and Dan Cowan.
James Stott would be good. I'm going to go with Bennett.
Richie Bennett. I'm a big fan of Bennett, just as a player. So. Fair pick.
If I'm going ever.
Yep, ever.
Big K, Big K, Big K, Big K, Big K.
That's the kind of lineup that I'd like. Big K and Mark Lees is a bit of what I'm about.
I definitely have Big K as one of them if I'm going on a night out.
Okay.
Mike Flynn, the legend himself.
Okay.
He'd be good at 4 a.m. County players. Come on, county players. Sean Connolly.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Dicko. Surely Dicko.
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 Dicko and Gary Stopforth.
Gary Stopforth. Yeah. You've made it up for me there.
So what? Dicko, Gary Stopforth,
Dicko,
Mike,
Gary, Mike,
Big K,
Big K. Who's the other one?
Sean Connery.
Sean Connolly.
That is a formidable one.
That is Ben, would you differ with that?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I get Stopforth. I'd love to see Glenn Rule as well.
Oh
think-
my God.
Glenn Rule.
He plays for Vauxhall Motors right now. To be fair.
Are they still a club?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. They started in what's Nomads' league and Cheadle Town's league and Stockport Town's league.
I can imagine him just having like a pavement dance with people outside a kebab shop. Like he's that kind of guy probably. But I don't know.
That's a fair lineup, lads. That is all we've got time for on this week's podcast. Thank you everyone for listening. I've been Alex, he's been Ben McCoy, and that's been Jack Riley. So thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye,
Jack.
Thank you for listening to the Hatters Chatters podcast. We've got some very exciting guests to come over the next few months, so follow our socials over at HattersChatters to be the first to know. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.